Welcome back. It's Sports This Morning on Channels Television. We'll go to our new studios now. Olumide Macaulay is standing by. Olumide, good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning, Austin. Hello, Sisi and Tayo.
Good morning, Olumide. You don't seem to have any problem with Bernard Hopkins still fighting at 51 years of age.
Not at all.
Why not?
If he can bring it, then he can bring it. Can he bring it?
Yeah, well, it's proven like he can do it in the past, but don't you think, as a boxer, after a while, you just need to hang your gloves and, move on with your life.
Yeah.
51 years old, in the ring, fighting, boxers are way, that
younger
can easily pass as his kids.
How old was Bash Ali when he stopped fighting?
Okay.
Nigeria's Bash Ali.
Bash Ali. Austin, do you have anything to say about that?
I'm just trying to listen because I am a bit worried for Bernard Hopkins. And,
if he's physically fit and he can go the distance, then why not?
Then why not? I think
he doesn't even. It's a funny sport. It's not. Boxing is not so you go and take risk or you just want to put yourself out there.
He doesn't look 51. He doesn't feel 51, and he can probably beat people that are younger than he is.
Yeah, he's done it in the past. He's done it in the past. So Olumide's got a point.
Right? When he was 43.
Olumide's
Kelly Pavlik, that wasn't a nice fight at all.
Wow. Something to look forward to.
Yeah. Okay.
Welcome to Headline News. We begin in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, where the President has presented Nigeria's 2017 budget of 7.298 trillion naira to the National Assembly. President Muhammadu Buhari explained that the document will be a continuation of the 2016 plans with new additions aimed at stimulating the economy. The Senate is demanding the resignation of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Mr. Babashir Lawal, over his alleged involvement in a 223 million naira contract meant for the humanitarian cost management in the Northeast. The Senate's ad hoc committee investigating the matter claimed the initiative of the Northeast awarded contracts to top government officials, friends, and family members. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has rearraigned a former governor of Oyo State, Rashidi Ladoja, alongside one Waheed Akoni, over fraud allegations worth 4.7 billion naira, 8 years after they were first charged. The defendants pleaded not guilty to the 8-count charge and asked the court to allow them continue with the bail conditions granted to them in 2008. Protesters comprising students and staff of the Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, stormed the zonal office of the EFCC in Ibadan, calling for the release of their acting vice-chancellor, who is in EFCC custody for allegedly diverting 1.4 billion naira. The vice-chancellor, Professor Anthony Elujoba, and the university's bosser, Mrs. Aderonke Akeredolu, were invited for questioning as a result of a petition which came from members of the university community. Ondo State Governor Olusegun Mimiko has appealed to Governor-elect Rotimi Akeredolu to be tolerant in power in order to sustain the peaceful atmosphere in the state. Governor Mimiko stated this while the governor-elect paid him a courtesy visit at the governor's office in Akure, the state capital. He said he's one of the most abused governors in the history of Nigeria, but he endured it all. Finally, the UN says it's considering imposing sanctions on Gambia's President Yahya Jammeh if he insists on remaining in power, despite having lost the presidential election. UN Regional Envoy Mohammed Ibn Chambers has called on the army to leave the Electoral Commission's office, which it had seized on Tuesday. President Jammeh, who had initially said he would accept the results, turned around in an about-turn earlier in the week to reject them and has begun challenging the outcome at the Supreme Court. You can find details of these stories and more on our website, channelstv.com. Sports This Morning continues.
Olumide, thank you so much for the news headline. And a big ups to Liverpool. 3-0 victory over Middlesbrough. Adam Lallana with a brace. That's a good one.
You're so happy.
I know. I have to for you. Okay, that's it. Let's get on with the show now. There's still so much to talk about. And we want you to be part of the program right about now. Yes, you can be part of it. You can talk to us on Twitter, we're channels_sports. Facebook channels, sports. You can send us an email. Our email address is sportsthismorning@channelstv.com. The Super Falcons of Nigeria. That's a trending topic in the country. What a story. After the girls had a peaceful protest to the National Assembly, The presidency is now involved. The Senate House Committee on Sports, they are involved. Everyone, the NFF, the Ministry of Sports, concerned citizens, they're saying, give these girls their money. Let's keep that conversation going with the hashtag Super Falcons this morning, because you guys are still talking about it. They are talking about it. There are the Senate, they're talking about it. The presidency, everyone is talking about the Super Falcons of Nigeria. We will talk about them this morning on the show. We'll also talk about the English Premier League. We'll talk about, of course, we'll tell you the CAF Beach Soccer Cup of Nations taking place in Lagos. What a story for Team Nigeria. The Super Saiyan Eagles, they had a thrilling game against Cote d'Ivoire. It ended 4-4 after regulation time, but it was the Ivorians that won by 3-1 in the penalty shootout. So that's the crux of the show this morning. Not forgetting Anthony Joshua and Vladimir Klitschko, April the 29th. That's one we are waiting for it. But guys, let's quickly run through the FIBA Champions Cup. Kano Pillars. I like the story for this team, Tayo. I like it. I like the sort of consistency they're showing. I like the victories they've achieved. And of course, the positives to get from this one.
Definitely. I mean, the story is Kano Pillars are through to the semifinals of the FIBA African Champions Cup. I mean, I don't know if you expected, I don't know if you saw that coming at all, considering how competitive it is.
Truly,
on the continent.
I did it.
Yeah,
truly.
It's good you're being honest.
Truly, I did it.
But they're playing really well. And yesterday they faced GS Petroleers of Algeria, and that match ended 91-81 for Kano Pillars. So they're in the semifinals where they will take on Al Ahly of Egypt. And did I hear you say that might just be the bus stop? But then in sports, anything can happen. You can't just write them off totally like that they will lose to Al Ahly.
If you can face it, Cecilia, and beat Premier de Augusta, a very big, good basketball club from Angola, then you can stand in front of Al Ahly and do some magic.
Yeah, I think they can, because if you check what Abubakar Usman has been doing, 34 points he scored in this game, 2 assists, 7 rebounds. So when a guy like that comes to the party, he's playing very well, then you know that it's going to be very, very difficult. But then I think they can scale past it. Now, this is what they had against the team. Point 37, rebounds 7, assists 2, steals 3, efficiency plus 29. So he was the highest performer in that game. So it tells you that Abubakar Usman, if he's at his very best, obviously Kano Pillars can just nick that one. So the fact that they're facing Al Ahly doesn't mean maybe they will be good, because you're kind of a
I understand Tayo's worry. I have it also, but I'm just saying they can get motivation from the level of consistency they have shown, and it's a surprise they've come this far. So just complete it.
So why not go a step further, by beating the favorites and Al Ahly? It's going to be very difficult. Make no mistake about it. But like Cecilia said, they've got some really decent players. Apart from Abubakar Usman, they also have HK Gwaja as well. So, he's a very experienced player. This Kano Pillars side, we've seen them dominate the DSTV Premier League in Nigeria. It's good to see them going
further to the continent.
Exactly, and they're doing pretty well. I mean, if they lose this semifinals to Al Ahly, it won't be a disgrace at all. So I'm looking forward to this particular matchup between those two sides. The confirmation of the result, 91-81 over Petroleers of Algeria. So in all, it's been a very good one for Kano Pillars.
Right.
Remember the ladies' First Bank Basketball Club
finishing third.
At the FIBA African Champions Cup for the women. So why not? Why can't Kano Pillars go a step further and and probably get to the championship decider?
Yeah, so that's it. We'll just keep fit with Kano Pillars. Let's take it international, guy. What's going, guys? What's going on?
NBA. All the games played early this morning. I will start with the game between the Rockets and the Sacramento Kings. James Harden had a triple-double of 15 points, 14 assists, and 11 rebounds in just 3 quarters, to lead his team to a 132-98 victory over the Sacramento Kings. That's his 14th triple-double for Houston Rockets now. That is tied the record of Akin the Dream Olajuwon.
And obviously he's likely going to get past that.
Of course.
Because he needed just 30 minutes to produce his 5th triple-double of the season.
Exactly. So he's going to go past that record. I mean, to be in the same company as Akin the Dream is already a massive credit to James Harden, the Beard. In other games, DeMar DeRozan scored 31 points. Kyle Lowry added 20 points and to lead the Toronto Raptors to their fourth straight win with a 123-114 victory over the Philadelphia 76ers. The struggle continues for the 76ers. They've only won 6 games this season. It's not going to get any better. Losing 19. They're in big trouble, and it's a massive rebuilding job for them. We'll see how they come off that, whether it's going to be soon or it's going to be later on. From there, we go to the Lakers. The Lakers started the season really well, really strong. They raised hopes of them actually making the playoffs because Cecilia was a bit confident that they might actually make it, but they've lost 8 in a row now. With this particular loss against the Nets, that's the Brooklyn Nets, they lost 107-97. That's the 8th loss in a row. Not good enough for the Lakers.
Extremely bad.
Bad result for them. Yeah, and we'll see. Hopefully they can bounce back from that as soon as possible. Austin Rivers made 7 3-pointers, scoring 25 points in his return from a concussion, to lead the Los Angeles Clippers past the Orlando Magic 113-108. Last but not the least, surprising result of the night, shocking result of the night. Troy Daniels scored 20 points. Marc Gasol at 17 to lead the Memphis Grizzlies to a 93-85 win over the Cleveland Cavaliers. But the story here is that the Cleveland Cavaliers decided to rest LeBron James. Where would they rest?
Kevin Love, Kyrie Irving, all of them
all rested.
They were all rested. So
I guess it's not so surprising after all. When you rest the big 3 and you expect to get a win over a very decent side like the Grizzlies, most times it does always turn out that way.
Well at all.
But also not good when your opponents know that your game is tied around those 3.
I think that's what they're
but also, if you
just
take
when
out
you're Houston Rockets now, resting James Harden. No, something was going through my mind we were talking about. So just imagine, those guys who know how to take big players from other clubs, just get them into their team. What's going to happen? Okay, that won't happen anyway.
But
actually, to be fair to the Cavs, though, I mean, if you take out the caliber of those 3 players out of any other team in the NBA, they'll probably end up with a loss.
Okay, now let's say you go to the Golden State Warriors, you take out Steph, you take out Draymond Green.
And Clay.
Okay, no, you can leave Clay. Just take out Steph Curry
and the likes can leave Kevin Durant.
Why are you leaving Why are you leaving Kevin? You just took out the big 3 in the Cavs, so we're going to take out the big 3 in
before Kevin Durant, before KD came, the big 3 will be Steph.
They can win. It's going to be difficult.
Okay, that's it. I like the light side of it, talking about the NBA right there. We'll continue to give you updates from the NBA. Let's talk about a very serious issue now. We're going to Abuja. That's where the Super Falcons have been camped. Remember when they left Cameroon, they came back to Nigeria on the 4th of December. Till now, they are still staying at their hotel base in Abuja. You know why? Because they're still protesting unpaid allowances and bonuses. Yesterday, it wasn't sweet, guys. We were talking about it, that we shouldn't be getting this about African champions. And someone did a comparison on social media that Cameroon that didn't win, they've been hosted, they are living large, and then the champions are out here on the streets protesting.
Austin, the irony, I mean, the Falcons have gone from lifting the trophy in Cameroon to lifting cardboards in protest of non-payment of the salaries. It is very embarrassing. There's no 2 ways about it, and it's a shame it's gotten to this level. We're hoping as soon as possible they can just resolve the situation so we can move on. I mean, it's dragging on for too long now. It's been a couple of weeks since they came back from Cameroon now, and we're still on this issue. It's a big problem. The authorities surely have to solve it now. They've got to solve it now, because from what we've seen, the Falcons are not going to relent.
That's right.
They want their money. They want their money. It's as straightforward as that, and if they don't get it, and we might just continue talking about this for a very long time.
Cecilia, the saying that the presidency has ordered that the money should be paid to the girls.
Until they get the money.
Oh, until they get it. So, because the presidency order, straightforward, pay this money. So, we wait today, tomorrow, confirm?
Before Christmas.
Before Christmas.
I mean, say pay the money won't just appear and they'll just give them money immediately. Sometimes it takes a while.
There's still a process, right?
Let's stay with this conversation. Let's stay with this conversation, but we'll take a breather now. When we come back, we'll try to understand What's really going on with the Super Falcons? Don't go anywhere. Stay.